Hi, Justin has written in saying, late at night, I just start eating. I don't want it. I don't enjoy it. I feel terrible and guilty doing it. I know I'm going to feel sick afterwards, but even with all of that, I'll do it anyway. Justin, I want to thank you for being so brave by sending this in to me and saying how this actually makes you feel. I want you to know that you're not alone in this. I know that this may not help, but understanding that this issue is known as nighttime eating syndrome, and it affects approximately, or a minimum actually, that they've done the stats on, is 1.5% of the population, and within Australia that is around 375,000 people. So that's only in Australia alone, and that's only the research that they have, but it could be a lot higher than that. Now, nighttime eating syndrome, it has a lot of embarrassment connected with it, poor self-esteem and shame. And it's one of the sneaking and hiding disorders, and that's what makes you feel even more alone because you're actually doing it alone. Now, there are so many reasons why you may be suffering with this. The only way forward is to start with the why before moving to the how so that you can begin to change. So here are some of the things. This can be something that is genetic and runs in families. It can be someone close to you in the family, such as mum and dad or siblings, but it can also skip a generation. So you may have to sort of investigate cousins, grandparents, uncles, great-grandparents to see if they may have suffered. It can be caused by a delayed pattern in your body clock or circadian rhythms. And this results in a shift in when you actually start consuming food. If you are someone who eats minimally or small amounts in the morning, or really struggles with eating in the morning, and then you start eating mainly from about lunchtime onwards, and then of course majority of your food is actually consumed after dinner, and most of the food that you do consume is in that afternoon to evening is usually calorie dense, highly processed, and it's full of carbs or processed carbs, fats, and has very low protein, then this is part of the syndrome. Now, also, it can be connected with having a history of eating disorders and or dieting can actually lead to this disorder, because it actually creates an unhealthy relationship with food and eating, and results in things like rules, food confusion, restrictions, skipping meals, and of course binging behavior, which is what you were talking about, which is part of the syndrome. Now, sleep patterns are usually disrupted, and this comes back to your body clock. So if you stay up really late and then also you're eating, and pairing this with other things that interrupt your normal sleep patterns and your sleep production hormones, and these will include blue light, or getting a lot of blue light through your eyes, which will include devices, social media, and gaming, then you need to look at that. Now, it can also be part of a habit, and because what happens is we get used to doing something, just like brushing our teeth, and you go on autopilot. So every night, without question, you just do this. And even though you don't want to, your brain just automatically takes you over and connects you with this behavior. And you don't question to break the cycle, even though part of you is trying. The part of you that is on autopilot is far stronger. Now, the part that's driving the habit really doesn't want to break it, because if you do, you'll find that it feels really uncomfortable, or if there's something missing or there's something wrong, and that means that it's a habit. Then also connected to this is unresolved issues. feelings and emotions that you haven't actually acknowledged or dealt with. And that's really a big part of this. And that includes shame, beliefs, mindsets, body image, self-worth, stress, anxiety, or depression. Now, for some people, illness or medication may also be a contributing factor. Here's the good news though, it's treatable with a combination of different therapies. So to treat this, you need to seek professional support and guidance. So that's what I'm going to say to you. It's trying to do this on your own. It's a real battle to try and change it. And more often than not, you'll keep feeling like you're a failure and you'll keep going into that shame cycle. So seek professional help. But your first step is to actually determine what may be contributing, and you need to be honest with yourself. So go through all of those things that I talked about and really work out what contributes to your nighttime eating syndrome. Now, the second step I would like you to take is to externalize the disorder from yourself. So just sort of push it away. You are not the disorder. It does not define who you are. The reason you need to do this is that if you continue to believe and hold on to yourself being defined by this disorder, you will then maintain some of the following beliefs to be true about yourself. That you are weak, that there's something wrong with you, you are not good enough or strong enough, you are not worthy or deserving of love, and that you should hide and you should be ashamed. So therefore, you need to disconnect from any of these messages. And I know there's probably lots more, that these are just some of the messages, and not let the disorder define you, who you are. You need to learn about the disorder objectively and begin to work on the issues so you can manage the disorder and be you. Create a life that you're meant to live and actually live your life. So I hope this helps and begins to move you closer to seeking true help that you really do deserve. Now, if you want to make sure that you get the latest videos and don't miss out, then subscribe to this channel. If you've got a question for me, simply click on the link or fill in the form, send an email through, and I look forward to helping you. Talk to you soon. Bye.